I mean, we all know that that's what turns people to religion. I mean, you were much more religious than I was when I was a kid, but I was very religious for a little while. When my parents were breaking up when I was 5, before I went to Catholic school and they cured me. Yeah. They cured me in Catholic school.
Cured you of religion?
Fucking cunt nun. This evil woman. This woman was just rot. Rot. That's what she was. She was just
rot.
Sister Mary Josephine. Person. She was just rot. She was a rotten person. Like, everything was bad about her. Huh. She started yelling at me the first day of fucking school.
God, why?
She was just evil, man. She was just an evil bitch.
She's dead now, you think? How old was she then?
Yeah, she was old as fuck. She was old as fuck when I was like 6. You know, but I remember thinking, like, while I was getting through school, well, you know, every day I lived in terror. It was just fucking so mean. But while I was getting through school, I remember thinking, well, now I have to, like, figure out what the fuck is going on. Because clearly it's not religion. Because I thought when I went to church when I was a little kid, when I was like 3 and 4 and 5, you know, church to me was like, my whole life was falling apart. My parents were getting divorced. I didn't know what was going on. My dad was super violent, and I was just starting to realize that he beat my mom up for no reason. So to me, like, there has to be God. There has to be something, you know. And
really?
when I would go to church with my grandparents or with some, you know, whoever took me, I would say, well, this is beautiful. You know, everybody here is being nice, and God be with you, and they're all saying nice things, and you know, and they're telling you if you do the right thing, you go to heaven, and all the sins on earth, you know, disappear and dissolve. But this cunt was so evil, and she was connected to this. I was like, wow, she was like the shittiest salesperson for a religion of all time.
Yeah, they don't get the right spokesman.
But that's like one of the cool things about being Catholic.
What?
You know, the religion is so ridiculous. Very few people completely agree with it. It's so over the top, stupid, and ridiculous. And I mean, there was a story last week about one of the head guys in the Pope's whole thing about pedophilia. Got arrested for pedophilia. Really? This motherfucker got arrested for, he was trying to get Moroccans to deliver him young boys, and he was telling them to get them from kids who had troubled childhoods.
And what was his position?
All this shit was on.
He was in charge of the pedophilia of to make sure that the priest didn't do it. Like, he was the guy that the like Pope put in charge of making sure that doesn't happen.
He was there. He was there. What's the branch of the cops that investigates their own? I've watched enough TV shows.
Peter Protectors?
No. But yeah, so those
Here's
people.
a story. A priest in the archdiocese of a top advisor to Pope Benedict the 16th, what is he? Was arrested Friday on pedophilia and drug charges.
Yeah.
And they have all the papers of this dude asking for they have like emails and shit of him asking for boys and wanting them from backgrounds where they didn't have a family and they're all fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is it? The guy that was in charge to make sure that didn't happen.
This is one of the things he wrote. I do not want 16-year-old boys, but younger. 14-year-olds are okay. Look for needy boys who have family issues. Wow. He was trading cocaine for boys, and that the Vatican knew about the problem for decades. Listen, man, they're all creepy.
That's the worst part. I understand. If a priest does something, that's not the whole organization's fault. What?
Dude, they've been doing this shit forever, man. They've been doing this shit forever. They back it up. If you don't make it disappear, if you don't arrest them, you're backing it up. This Pope, when he was a bishop, this one that's currently in now, they have all sorts of paperwork showing that he was shielding child molesters. He was moving them. He was moving them from one place to another and trying to get them to avoid prosecution. It's amazing. It's amazing that anybody would take any of this shit seriously. That they can still do this, and they can still have meetings with Obama, and everyone can still pretend this is some insane
representatives of evil. And you're going to tell me,
it's a fucking cult of kid fuckers. That's what it is.
Why is this not like on the front page of CNN? Why is that the only article about this was from some, translated from some Italian newspaper?
People don't want to hear about it,
why aren't they collecting all these facts and like really talking about this on mainstream news?
Bro.
I think some of it might be also people are just tired. It's the same story for the last 15, 20 years.
It was in the New York Times. It's pretty mainstream.
Did they just translate the articles? What I'm saying is, there actually anybody really talking about this other than translations from Italian newspapers?
I don't know, but there's been other stories about these in the New York Times as well. It's not like people are avoiding all these pedophile issues, and there was also like in every mainstream story or every mainstream news source, there was some big meeting that they had recently to deal with priests and sexual charges, and that was all public too.
If you out there,
have a certain amount of it has to be public because it's such a known issue.
If you out there go to Catholic churches, you're going to an organization that condones this behavior. So just know that when you show up for church tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah,
absolutely. You're joining an organization that condones that behavior.
Yeah, what the fuck? What are you doing? It's amazing, but you really are.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm associated now with child molesters in my organization that are making the rules for me, but I'm not leaving this organization.
Based on fairy tales.
Yeah, well, based on who the fuck knows what the original thing was.
Even if you believe in Jesus, you clearly know these people are, just go to a non-denominational church or something.
Yeah, well, they're not acting in Jesus' name when they're fucking your kid's mouth. It's that simple.
Yeah. No, clearly not. That's right.
It's amazing how many people can get away with. There was Bill Maher had a clip that somebody put up on.